Hi there, my name's Wordy, talk Wordy to me on Discord. I'm kind of making this video as an overview of this channel, what's the point of it, what's my intent with it, and kind of my relative experience and what I can kind of bring to this channel itself. So I've been playing Magic the Gathering since about 2019. I primarily play at CDH, is called Competitive Commander or Competitive EDH. Use whatever term you want. I'm also a bit I have an education in political science, and I'm a bit of a researcher. And as a whole, I generally play Elsha the Infinite, although I am brewing other decks on the side. I also play a lot of roleplay games, and I'm a bit of a researcher as I'm approaching my final year of my graduate degree in public administration. So, as a whole, I've been involved in CDH since, for Commander specifically, late 2019, but I've been playing CDH since probably 2021 with a total collective experience about 2 years. And I've taken a couple breaks, about two or so in between that time. And so I've got a decent bit of a knowledge, decent bit of a headway, but I've taken stints between like either burnout or whatever. So as a whole, pretty knowledgeable, pretty invested in this, even though I've had to take my breaks at different moments. I've for CDH specifically, I've participated about 3 or 4 tournaments, mostly with players less than 64 players, which is a relevant number for those who know who play the tournament scene at all. My first real tournament was Mox Masters 22, which was run by Playing with Power. Got blown entirely out of the water with a Jessica Ishai deck, which you'll come to realize I'm a bit of a rep for Jeskai colors. So that's kind of whole my experience. And I've come into it probably the last 4 or 5 months again, just the itch hits, and then you're like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I know how to manage my emotions a little better and everything. And I'm played in a couple local tournaments, got a local group of friends I play with, and I've managed to hit at this point with less than 64 players, but managed to hit top 16. So, as a whole, I feel like I'm making significant progress, even if I'm not like the best yet, and I don't even know if I will be. But my whole point here is like I've got a good bit of experience under my belt, but I'm also kind of able to bring in this education I have and this knowledge on research and statistics so I can be able to provide more of an analysis at this point. So it's as a whole, it's kind of interesting to be able to try and mesh those things together when especially like it's easy to talk big game, but it's hard to really back up what we know with a lot of information. That kind of is the whole point of this channel. Is I'm primarily play Elsha, like I said. I'm trying to collect a lot of information and data on the decks I play, but also having a lot of recordings on this channel as a backlog, but also kind of as a extra piece of information. So, I researched like mulligans, number of lands, like relevant statistics in what we play for CDH, but I also want to have these independent video recordings as both a catalog and record, but also as a additional source to refer back to whenever I'm kind of searching through information and data. So my hope is to be able to provide the analysis of these games while and improving my own experience, while also sometimes allowing other people to see other decks play, because we have a lot of those big visual content creators and everything, and they provide a lot of good stuff. But it's also good just to see other people and what they're playing and just the process of how it occurs on a consistent basis. And alongside that, I'm also wanting to try and provide analysis of available information. So there are big research names in this community because we're a bunch of nerds, right? There's a lot of tech dudes who make a lot of IT background, but there's also a lot of people who have more statistics oriented education. And there are people like Data Tog who has a strong grasp of kind of the data side of this community and the game and the overall state of the game. I'm hoping I can provide kind of some of my experience and some of my analysis and some of my interpretations on this whole subject. And as a whole, what I'm going to be doing with this whole project, because I started out with recording some of the games through what is called the Icarus Project, which was before the September 23rd ban of Commander for the specific 4 cards. This was an attempt to see where Elsha could go in a turbo direction. that kind of led me into wanting to just make these videos as a general information and data point, where I'm going to be making these recorded games on a semi-consistent basis. It's going to be primarily just online games because it's both like I have a life. I trying to finish my last year. I'm trying to maintain a job, but I also have like relationships, and I also like to enjoy my free time, what little I have. So the online is just one of the best vehicles and access points that I can be able to provide these recordings. So seeing faces, seeing people, it's going to be a bigger issue when you're just going to be basically seeing the hands, but work with what you got, right? Alongside that, when time allows, I'm going to be giving analysis of the state of CDH and giving a statistical overview using a bit of my own data if I can get access to that, because that's a whole set of work on its own, because like it's not easy collecting that data in the first place, but not even easier to be able to present it in an accessible way. So I'll try to work on that on my end, but I might just end up referring to other people who have put in that work, which that's just how it goes. But my whole goal of this channel is just to be able to provide that analysis alongside cataloging my experience and my gameplay and everything that's available. So that is just kind of the whole intended project of this channel. And I'm not really intending to make money with this. This is just more of me enjoying my hobby and kind of putting in like a lot of more real effort with it, I guess, and just be able to provide that to anybody who's curious. So, you can choose to subscribe and follow this if you want to. I don't really care. It's not my big focus. It's not my priority. But if you do, it's nice. So it would be appreciated. But anyways, this is just kind of a whole overview of the point of this channel and just what I'm trying to do with this whole process. So I appreciate any response, any feedback, any statistical information you might be willing to provide or analysis. And if you have any opinions on anything, on any like video or whatever you do, just it would be appreciated just to help provide more information and input. You can always just contact me either there, or if you know me on Discord, just reach out to me and talk to me. So thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, so that's just the whole overview of the video, so thanks.